streak. That is helpful, and they are 5-0 in district, so they've won all 5 of their games, of course. But their record away is not so bueno. It's 1-2. Not bad. I mean, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but 1-2. And I think I just saw lightning, so we may have a delay on this one, but we'll see in just a moment. But at home, they were very good. They were 4-2, and so that's why they got to the 5-4 record that they have, and they're ranked number 11th. On the other side, Tatum Coyotes are ranked number 6. They got there with 5-5 record. They did lose last week, just a little bit, to Melrose, one of the top teams. 50-0 was the final. That was the end after 2 quarters. So mercy rule. Tatum has not fared very well at home, and I'm not sure if the weather is going to make a difference or not, but 1-4 is what their record is at home, but they have been a stellar away. So maybe if they feel like they're away, they'll do better. 4-1 away. So 1-4 at home, and 5-5 is what you get overall. They were 3-3 in district, so they did well enough to get a 500 record for district. But these two teams have seen each other before. In fact, the last 3 times it's been nothing but Tatum to win. In fact, it's all been mercy rule. First one was 2021, and that was a 68-0 shellacking, basically, of the Hawks. Then in 2022, the next year, 60-8, so another mercy rule ending. And the final one was last year, and that was 52-0. So once again, mercy rule ending on that one. So all 3. So the Hawks have a bit of a grind on this, as far as they haven't been able to beat Tatum in the last 3, and they feel like they can do that, especially with that 5-game winning streak they've got going. And looks like we are going to have a delay because of that lightning strike I saw just a moment ago. But we're going to find out for certain as the teams are walking off the field right now, and there's still nobody on or in the stands simply because of the rain. But we'll find out when you do, or I'll find out, and then I'll tell you when we're going to be going on. But appreciate once again you coming on to Tatum Sports. You can catch that, of course, on HobbsAmerica.com, the Tatum Sports channel. You also can get it on YouTube on the Tatum Sports, and I believe also I wouldn't be surprised if it was on Cool 95.7's Facebook page as well. I'm going to get that out to anybody and everybody who wants to watch it, of course. And not a lot of people here right now, but they are in their cars, so definitely going to be a good matchup. But again, it's going to be wet, so it may affect the throwing. I know these teams have a tendency to do a little bit of throwing, but it seems like one is more prone to run. And that is going to be Tatum. They have 30 touchdowns for the season rushing. Meanwhile, the Hawks have just 16. That's still not bad overall considering. So both of them do run. Actually, Tatum only has 10 passing touchdowns as compared to the Hawks, who have 19. So, yes, they do put it in the air a little bit more than the Coyotes do for certain. Still going through this rain, though. It's going on. We're set to start in 8 minutes, but again, I believe because of the lightning. Yeah. So we're under a delay now of 30 minutes, and unless we see another lightning strike, that will hold up. So looking at 5:22 for the start. I'm going to go ahead and get a little break, and we'll be back in just a moment. I will remind you every so often what's going on, but we are on at Tatum. Of course, again, this is the first round of the playoffs. And before I go, I'm going to go ahead and remind you of what's at stake here as far as what the other playoff teams have done already. They played yesterday, and it was Mescalero Apache who lost to Lordsburg. Mescalero was ranked at number 3, and Lordsburg at number 9, and that was not even a close contest. 60-16 was the final. And Lordsburg will move on to meet Melrose, not an enviable position by no means, because Melrose has been so dominant, so strong in the 8-man tournament. So, yeah, Lordsburg is really going to have to bring their game next week as they face Melrose in Melrose. Meanwhile, Clayton was able to beat Cuesta. That final score was also a mercy rule ending, 56-6. was the final, and they're going to be facing Gateway Christian next week. And Clayton is number 5. Cuesta is number 12. And then, of course, the other side, we've got Manal and Escalante, who Escalante was ranked at 10th, Manal at number 7. And Escalante was the one that was victorious yesterday, 38-14. And they're going to be facing Fort Sumner House. And I've seen Fort Sumner House. They're a really good team and tough to beat at home. But those are the 3 other games that are going to be happening next week. This one, the winner is going to be facing Mesilla Valley Christian School, a tough one. They're ranked number 3, so the top 4 teams, as you know, got the bye. And Tatum at 6, Dulce at number 11. Be back in just a moment right here on your cool Tatum Sports Network. And like I said, we're trying to stay dry. Be back in a moment. But yes, we are officially on, so thank you very much for being patient with us as we're awaiting the start of the game for eight-man first-round tournament or championship between Dulce and Tatum. So we're going to check a few things. I don't know exactly how much time we've got left over, but I will do a quick pregame if I have to. But first, I'm going to make sure that we are broadcasting well enough on the air. Also, making sure the levels are good as well. They look all right. All indicators point that we are on the air. This is Ron Gunter, and I'm along with Max, who is going to be running the camera for me. And I am very appreciative of that. It's already bad enough with this weather and possible lightning strikes, and even the tornado watch or warning is going on in Hobbs, and it's been off and on for a while. And even Lovington got some rain, heavy rain, and some hail about an hour and a half ago. So it is going to be one of those situations where we're not sure about the weather, but we're going to muddle through it as best we can. This game was scheduled to start at 4 o'clock, but at this rate, it's going to be 5:30 at the very earliest. And of course, there was also delays, not because of the weather, although that did not that contributed to the fact the referees had to get here from Las Cruces, and the team Dulce came from Roswell, and the Roswell Highway, I've been told, has been blocked off, probably because of flooding. As we know, just not long ago, Roswell was hit with about 5.5, almost 6 inches of rain in one day, and I think they're still having trouble, getting past that. But definitely something to be aware of as we are continuing to get this coverage. Looks like it may be closer to sundown than I expected. But at this rate, the clouds are covering it, so it won't matter much anyway. It won't look much different at this point. Ground, of course, is going to be wet, so that'll be something to be concerned about for both coaches as far as their passing game. But Tatum really actually does more running, and they're going to have to get some special cleats for that as well, because this is a grass field. And either way, you want to make sure you get you don't slip out from underneath you. Sometimes when the grass is wet, you tend to slip if you don't have the right cleats on. So definitely going to make sure about that. Dulce, the Hawks, they're more of a running game as well, but I think they kind of break it up, do a little bit of a balanced attack. So we're going to see if they adjust or do any adjustments to their side of the game. And as we talk about that, of course, let's go ahead and talk about Dulce and the Hawks and how they got here to this position of 5-4. Yeah, they're 1-2 away. They got here first by starting off the season with a loss to Hagerman Lake Arthur. That was a final of 20-12. They went to Cuesta, and that was a forfeit. Lost that one. Not sure exactly why. I was going to find out, but it was very short notice, so did not get to do that. So they lost that game in a forfeit, and were 0-2. Then they went to Escalante and lost that one in mercy rule fashion, 56-0. Followed that one up by Alamo Navajo. Actually, no, sorry, I missed one. Cloudcroft. And did not do very well in that one either. Just could not get anything going. Got 20 points, but Cloudcroft scored 68. So they had lost 3 games in a row at that point. 4 games in a row, but one was a forfeit. So technically 3 games is what they played and lost in a row. Then they went to Alamo Navajo, and they started off the division. And they were able to beat them 60-42. That was, of course, in Dulce. Went to Rama, and Rama has been struggling, but so did Dulce, as the Hawks were able to win that one 48-14. Seems like a lot of times people go in and just roll all over Rama. Went to or had Pine Hill come to them, and that was another home game. And that was a final of 64-18. So it's been extremes on both sides. Either they win big or they lose big. It seems like sometimes that is the way life goes, right? And then just 2 weeks ago, faced Northwest, and that score was 60-6. Another mercy rule ending as well. Last week it was Navajo Pine, and yep, you guessed it, another mercy rule ending as they won their 5th in a row, 58-8. So they were dominating in their division, but they have been dominated by this Tatum team over the last few years. 3-0 is what Tatum has, and all 3 of those actually have been mercy rule endings as well, with 2021 being 68-0 against the Hawks. Then 2 years ago it was 60-8. Last year 52-0. And it appears to be that this is the first time they played in against each other in playoffs. So it should be interesting to see how things work out. Meanwhile, on the other side, Tatum got here to a 5-5 record with the following games, starting off with Escalante, and that was a 46-30 win, and that was here in Tatum. Went on the road to Rama, and like I said, they've been beat by a lot of teams, and this was no exception. 52-0, that was a final score. Of course, that was in mercy rule ending. Came back here to Tatum and faced Clayton and lost that one. It was a closer game, but 54-42 was the final, and Clayton was able to surpass the Coyotes and be able to win that game. So at that point, it was 2-1 was the record. Watched the Fort Sumner House game, and that was in Fort Sumner, and that was not much of a contest. There was moments where some plays were being made by the Coyotes, but overall it was basically owned by Fort Sumner. 46-6 was the final in that one. Then again, then they went on the road again, is what I should say, and it was the second road game in a row. Lordsburg this time were able to beat Lordsburg 36-26, so able to squeak that one by. Went on the road again to Hagerman. That was on the other side of the state, as you know. And that was a 56-22 win for Hagerman against Hagerman Lake Arthur. Then came back home and didn't play very well. Again, like I said, 1-4 is what their home record is. So they're hoping that won't be a problem in this game, as the sun looks like it is going to start peeking out a little bit as the clouds are breaking up. And it was, let's see, actually it's number 3 team that's going to be playing if they get this one. Mesilla Valley Christian, who won that game no problem, 52-14. That was here again in Tatum. If they do face them next week, it will be at Mesilla Valley. So again, though, Tatum is doing well, 4-1 on the road. So maybe that'll be something that they can do. But first, they have to, of course, get past the Hawks here. Then you got Gateway Christian, who also put a beat down on Tatum, and the Coyotes lost that one in mercy rule fashion, 54-0. Then Mascalero Apache was where the Tatum Coyotes traveled to next, and they were easily able to win that one 46-13. Last week, though, Melrose happened to drop by here. I believe they were 9-0 at the time, and they became 10-0 once they left here. And that was a mercy rule ending in the first half of 50-0. So, again, both teams have basically either been really, really good or really, really awful. We're hoping to see, though, that both sides can play a competitive side of football. But, again, we have to wait for the weather to be able to get that. But it looks like it's going to be one of those situations where we're not going to gain more lightning strikes, knock on something. And this game will start again. I'm going to be back in just a moment to give you more information and let you know what's going on right here at Tatum. Of course, we are on Kick's Facebook page as well as on HobbsAmerica.com under the Tatum Sports. And, yes, Tatum Sports also for YouTube. Be back in just a moment. All right, welcome back as we got a break in the sun for a moment. This is Ron Gunter, and we're here in Tatum as we're about to get underway. Looks like there will be no more delays for weather as we have about just under 6 minutes to go. Possibly, we got warm-ups going on with Tatum. The Hawks should be out here momentarily to do the same thing. They've been out here before, but we had that weather delay. Lightning was spotted, and I actually spotted it, and that was about almost 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago roughly. So we've got a spot of sun, and that may hopefully not distort the camera too much, but you know how that goes sometimes with the sun and the glare. But nevertheless, we're going to go ahead, and we've been through a lot of other stuff, so we might as well go through this as well, as we have 5 minutes on the clock, and definitely going to be getting some football action today for this 8-man first-round playoff between Dulce Hawks and the Tatum Coyotes. All right, so yes, indeed. So just got the official time. It is going to be in 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and get back into the pregame as we are seeing that Josh Harris is for Tatum their leading quarterback, as well as it looks like it is going to be let's see, Michael. I want to say it's to Cube. It's written a little weird, but I think it's to Cube. And either way, he is a senior and will be playing quarterback. So 9.3 in average. So he does also run very well. He's strong. And he has one game of 100 yards or more rushing. And he also has one touchdown rushing as well. Team itself has 19 passing touchdowns with Johnson, the senior, also, who does time as quarterback once in a while, but looks like he is more of a running back. And he has 3 touchdowns but 4 interceptions, so maybe they do keep up with those. But, yeah, he has the 4 interceptions for the team. Meanwhile, for Johnson, he has 948 yards. He makes 18.2 average every time he carries it and gets about 118.5 a game. Pretty impressive, especially with those 11 touchdowns he's got on the ground. 4 times he's been over 100 yards rushing as well. Otherwise, Cube, like I said, besides to Cube and Johnson, you don't have a whole lot of other options. They have been running occasionally, but not nearly as much. So the leading rusher is Johnson. Leading pass receiver is going to be Herrera, also a senior with 34 receptions. Has 32.1 average and gets about 136, almost 137 yards a game. But again, weather may or may not affect his ability with the passing game. But he does have 15 touchdowns for the season overall. 19 touchdowns is what the Hawks got in the air. So they are deadly on both sides. They do have pretty well balanced once again. Yeah, 16 rushing, 19 throwing. So, yeah, that sounds really balanced to me. And on the other side of the tape, we've got Tatum Coyotes, who will be in the red with blue numbers. And they have a really good squad as far as offense as well. It will be Josh Harris, number 1, who's going to be playing quarterback. He's a sophomore. It's very impressive. I saw him practicing. He looks very calm, very collected, very not stressed out at all, and that's one of the main things is, you know, usually when you got somebody who's that young, they're going to stress out a little bit and try to keep everything, tight. And he just looks like he's warmed up, loose, and ready to go and get this game started. And he's had 955 yards, so just close to the 1,000 mark for him. He's had almost 60% completions on his passing, and he has had about 106 yards per game. 10 touchdowns, but he has thrown 6 interceptions. So he's not doing too good with that, but still 87.7, not bad overall for a sophomore. You also have Duffy, who has been occasionally the quarterback as well, but hasn't thrown too many. In fact, just 6 completions off of 13 attempts. You may see one today. You never know, though. As kind of hoping the sun, if it would have been a little bit more sun, it could have dried out this field and it wouldn't be a problem. But that is going to be a situation we're going to deal with. But 3 interceptions from Duffy, so he's not thrown any touchdowns, but has unfortunately thrown those 3 interceptions. Meanwhile, on the ground for Tatum, it has been Harris, Josh Harris once again, the quarterback. who has led the way with just over 1,000. So he's kept it kind of balanced on that as well. So 1,002 yards off 153 carries. That means he's getting just over 6 yards a carry. And he had 400-yard rushes and 19 touchdowns. That's 19 out of the 30, by the way. So he leads the team in touchdowns overall with 29 touchdowns. That's both passing and for running. As well as it looks like number 40, Giselle Esperanza, who is also the leading rusher. And he's a junior, so he'll be here next year, it looks like. 676 yards. He gets 9 yards an average. And it is going to be 8 touchdowns on the ground for him. And meanwhile, it is going to be the national anthem. So let's go ahead and get that. And we'll be back in just a moment right here at Tatum with the national anthem. Welcome back to football action here in Tatum, as it is the Dulce Hawks taking on Tatum Coyotes. Dulce is ranked at number 11 and Tatum at number 6, but I don't really think that's going to matter as much because both of them have almost identical records, though they got them in different ways. 5-4 are the Hawks, and 3-3. Well, actually 5-5 are the Coyotes, but they got that with a 3-3 district. Meanwhile, the Hawks were able to obliterate their opponents in district. 5-0 was the record. Going to have Tatum going out along with Dulce to be able to get that coin flip and see who's going to start this game and who's going to get the ball. And again, Dulce looks like they're in baby blue with white and the baby blue trim. Meanwhile, it is red and blue, I think. It's either blue or black. But either way, very easy. It is black, actually, and it's going to be very easy to determine who's who. So I like that a lot. Numbers are easy to read as well, so should not be a problem. Only thing going on right now is the sun, which should be going down here pretty soon. It's giving us a glare, so I do apologize about that. But otherwise, we're getting the captains out there, and they're going to get this thing underway in just a moment as soon as we get the call. Umpires again are from Las Cruces. And Dulce, I knew I was going to say it once. Dulce is up north, way up north. In fact, they're so up north they could see Colorado from where they are. And they traveled down here yesterday in Roswell this afternoon. They came from Roswell to here. Yes, indeed. Tatum receiving in the first half, so that means Dulce is going to be receiving in the second half. And I just got an update from my partner in crime, so let's see what he has to say about Hawks as far as their rushing. It looks like they had 1,408 rushing. Johnson with 948, 11 of the team's 16 rushing touchdowns, so he is again key to this one. And yeah, the rest of those, let's see, team passing. Yep, once again, 1,423 for Dulce. And the receiver, Herrera, with just over 1,092 to be exact, 136.5 per game. 80 was the longest. He had 15 touchdowns altogether for the season. So we are about to get underway here. Appreciate once again you being with us right here at Tatum Sports. My name is Ron Gunner. Thank you very much for being here. And we are looking forward to this game getting started and being very competitive. As again, once again, from left to right, it's going to be Tatum receiving in the red and black numbers. And it is the Hawks who are in white with the baby blue numbers. So easy to read on both sides. There we go. And if we can get that sun go down a little bit more, we'd be really happy. But here we go with the kickoff as we get started. And that's a dribbler across. Hits and gets picked up to a few yards in. Nice one, though, and that was taken by Garrett Anthony, the sophomore, was able to make a couple of yards and give possession to the Tatum Coyotes. And that looks like it's going to be about the 42-yard line. Yes, indeed. First and 10, 42-yard line for the Tatum Coyotes as they're getting the ball exchanged, getting the Tatum side ball in. And we're going to see the Tatum offense, see what they can do first against this Hawks defense. Once again, Josh Harris is the sophomore who is a quarterback. I'm going to get him in. Actually, it looks like, oh, there he is. That's a quick one, too. It looks like it's going to be a long run for Anthony Duffy, it looked like. And that is a quick first down. Actually, that looked like it was Cooper Kirby, but no, that was who put him down was 41. So already a first down and going for Tatum. And that was a 6-yard pick up for Tatum. So already have one first down. And that one did not get there, but 4 yards. Trying to get the numbers on here. Looks like they're a little different than the roster. As they have the quick lineup again. And another run, this time. Looks like it says Anthony Duffy, but I think that's Josh. No, it was their second first down of the game. Announcer here missed the first down. Oh, no, actually, no, number one is right. Oh, why are they not playing him? I don't know. But now that is Josh out there, so let's see. Looks like it is Anthony Duffy who is subbing in for quarterback, I believe. I'm going to double check that number real quick. No, he's playing Wildcat there as it went to 41. Nathan Smith, the junior. No, I'm sorry, Cooper Kirby. He's the one that usually is a tight end, but he's lining up as a quarterback right now. And got a close to the first down marker on that one. 2nd and 2 is the call. But now, just when I thought, okay, now we know who's going to be quarterback, it's going to be Josh Harris comes in to get on the quarterback side of it. So he's got 2 behind him. He's got 1 on each side, and he's going to hand that off. And that is a nice run. Looks like it's going to be all the way for a touchdown. And yes, indeed, that was 18 yards for Tatum. And looked like that was Esperanza who did that one. So nice play, 40 yards. Sorry, 29 yards for the touchdown. And already with 9:51 going in the first, Tatum gets a 6-0 lead. As it looks like they're going to be lining up for the 2-point conversion. Josh behind the center in the shotgun area. He's going to pass that one over and get it to, again, Esperanza. And a 2-point conversion is good. And already 9:51, and I told you guys that this would be fast, and it definitely was. And already we've got an 8-0 lead. Tatum up on the board right now. We'll be back in just a moment as we get into it. Going to see what the Hawks can do if they can answer right here on Tatum Sports. All right, we are back, so we're about to get another kickoff, and Tatum is taking the field. They already got an 8-0 lead early on in this game as it was a run by Esperanza, who got a 29-yarder and was able to score over there. Actually, I think it was 19 now that I mentioned it. So 19 yards and 8-0 with a 2-point conversion. That was a pass from Josh Harris to Esperanza. And in fact, Josh actually wasn't in until the last 2 plays of that series. So already a couple of first downs and a short kick, and that's going to be fielded at the 45. And looks like maybe the rain's going to be happening again over here. But that was taken down for the Hawks.
Hawks take up about the 45-yard line.
So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Hawks, and that'll be on the 45 of their own. So they're also getting pretty decent field position to start this game. And that will be flipped out from Cube and run back the other way. Looks like he's trying to get it, but seems to be going backwards more. Will find no room at all as Tatum does take him down behind the line, and that just went nowhere. It went east and west, not north and south. And that was Jaron Johnson, the senior, who could not find any room and definitely didn't have any blocking in front of him, and managed to get a -4 yards on that one, actually just close to 5. So let's go ahead and say 4, though, as it is now 2nd and 14 from the 41. Back in once again, another handoff. This time it's going to be, he's hesitating too much, trying to find an opening, and just none there. As that time around, Jaron Johnson, once again, the senior, trying to find another gap or a hole to be able to run into. And it is going to be 3rd down already for the Hawks as they're struggling to get past midfield. 3rd and 13 looks like, so he did gain a yard on that one. As we look and see what's going on, trips to the right and one to the left as he's going to air it out, but it is going to be double teamed. Hopefully nobody got hurt on that one, as it was just short. Looks like it was a pass intended for, and actually the receiver on that one is saying my bad on that one. So 4th down, but that was Antonio Herrera, who is the leading receiver of the Hawks. And 4th down and 13 is what we're looking at now. Oh, and that's what I hit. Okay. And it looks like it could be a punt, and it will be. And it's blocked. Actually, it was back. It was blocked by their own teammate. Looks like it was number 77, Malik Green. It went off his back, and that is unfortunate for the Hawks, as that will give Tatum a great field position at the 30-yard line. And Josh Harris is coming out for quarterback once again for your Coyotes to see if they can increase this lead. And already with 8:23 to go in this game, first quarter actually, and it is looking a lot better. Like the sun is shining on Tatum, and it is dreary for Dulce. And that one's going to go over. He's going to go over to the right and throw it up for grabs, and he got it. And it looks like that is going to be a touchdown too. So you're looking at a 30-yarder. So quickly, one play and done, and that was given to. Looks like it was 41. So that is Cooper Kirby. Kirby got the catch on that one, on that nice pass to the right by Josh Harris. And once again, it's another nice quick score. You expected that from these two teams. They do not mess around. As Josh goes over the 2-point conversion, it is a pass over to Duffy, and Duffy is able to get that. So another 2-point conversion again, this time to Duffy. But wait, no, it won't count this time because of an ineligible player downfield. So we're going to have to do that again. So yeah, it was thrown nicely, but ineligible receiver downfield. So retry the point after. As right now it is 14-0 with the Hawks up. The Hawks are down 14-0. Coyotes are up. A little confusion on the play as trying to make sure that they get. All right, so now they've got the whistle started, so they have to go ahead and get the play going. No clock to be able to see exactly how much time they have left. The play clock. As Josh does take it, gets back, and he's going to run to his right. He's going to throw it, and he has got a man all his own once again. Same one. Actually, that was not Duffy. Well, that was Kirby. So Kirby got the touchdown. He also got the 2-point conversion as well. So it is 16-0. And we have 8:15 to go in the first quarter alone. And the Hawks can come back. It is still very early, so no pressure, no need to panic on this one. But Tatum definitely taking advantage of everything they've gotten so far. Be back in just a moment right here on Tatum Coyotes Sports Network. All right, so far I've got Tatum with 3 first downs, and the Hawks have only had 1 possession but have not been able to get that first down. So looking to see if they can do that this time around as they get the ball back. And that'll be a kickoff. Looks like that it's going to be Esperanza who had that touchdown earlier. And a fumble on that one. It went through 2, and man, oh man, it could be another Tatum advantage there as it went off of 2 players of the Hawks. And yes, indeed, another turnover already for the Hawks, the second one, and of course another great field advantage as Tatum takes over on about the 24-yard line, looks like, 23 exactly. And everything going wrong for the Hawks. Everything coming up roses so far in this first quarter early on for the Coyotes. And again, the winner of this one will place Mesilla Valley Christian next week, number 3 team in the tournament. So we are back to it, and looks like it is going to be back to not Josh, as he is going to be taking the ball directly snapped. It is Esperanza who gets it on the Wildcat, and he gets about 7, maybe 5 yards. 5 yards on the play. As he is lined up as quarterback right now. Josh is still on the sideline, so he won't be on for a while. Not sure exactly what this tactic does, but definitely gives him a break and sees what the defense is doing as well. So back to Esperanza. Actually, no, that was Kirby who gave it to Esperanza. And this time around, he has slung down to about the 2, maybe the 1 yard line. But definitely going to be a first down for Coyotes. But that looked like it was about a 10-yarder. And, of course, it was inbound, so the clock is still running. 7-11 right now is what we've got. 16-0 is your score, as you can see on the scoreboard. And Tatum just taking all kinds of advantages, or getting all kinds of advantages and taking them and making the most out of them with their opportunities. As it is now Kirby back at quarterback position, I believe. Yes, indeed, as he goes back and he's going to throw it. And that is going to be caught in the end zone. Brian Gomez is going to catch that one. And that one looked like it was going to be about 3 yards, a 3-yard pass. And man, oh man, back to back to back. 6:46 is what we've got on the clock. And for that 3-yard pass, that is going to make a bigger difference for this Coyotes team. As they go for the 2-pointer, once again, it is Kirby in the back, and he's going to throw again, but this time it is going to be caught by both players, by both sides. So the pass is no good. So 22-0 is what we've got, as that was from, like I said, Kirby.
Would like to thank all their sponsors throughout the year who have supported Tatum Coyote football, and I'm very appreciative for all your sponsorship that goes 100% toward your athletic committee.
Well, that is a score of 22-0 right now. 6:46 remaining in the first quarter, and Hawks have only had 3 possessions before they tried to kick it, and that was blocked, unfortunately, by the back of one of their own players. And again, Tatum was able to jump all over it and be able to score quickly on that possession. It was Malik Green for the Hawks who hit his back, and that's unfortunate too, because like I said, he was trying to defend the kicker, and instead it goes and gets blocked by his own back. But again, this is the 4th kickoff for Tatum already. We're barely even halfway through this. Once again, rain delay, or actually weather delay, caused this game to be a little later, an hour and a half later than what it was supposed to be. But that is a nice catch. That was Jaron Johnson as he tries to find his way around, but he is swarmed by a huge number of Coyotes, and it looked like, oh, there's a flag, 2 flags on the play, so we're going to see what happens, as it looked like he was brought down about the 16-yarder. And yeah, that's actually going to go back a little bit because of a personal foul by the Hawks, and that is you can't shoot yourself in the foot when you're trying to be aggressive, especially when it's already 22 points down, is what you're looking at, and just inside looks like it's going to be half the distance. So. And inside the 10, about the 9-yard line is where the Hawks will start this one. Still no first downs for them, but their second possession right now. So the 9-yard line once again. Hawks are under control, and this time around, once again, it is a nice throw. And after a couple yards, brought down. Looked like that was 3. Herrera is the one that got the pass, about 5 yards. So 2nd and 5. Here's what we're looking at, and it looks like it is going to be a nice flip to the right. That is going to be Johnson, Jaron Johnson, and he's going to be able to get, that's his first down for the team, as well as his first gain of the team. But it goes to all right, so that was about a 14-yard gain. Actually, no, 16-yard gain, sorry. So 16 yards for Jaron. As again, looks like it's going to be, oh, that's right, Michael to Cube for the quarterback. And he's going to go ahead and take that one on himself and get about 6 yards. As that was a nice little run.
32-yard line.
And now they're at the 32, so actually it was more like 8 yards. So got 8 yards off the run. And so it's going to be 2nd down and about 2 for the Hawks. So far, this is their best series offensively of the game, but it is still early. Got 2 to the right, 1 to the left, Twins, and we got a run. Oh, actually, no, penalty. False start against the Hawks, and that will bring them back 5 yards. So from 2nd and 2 to 2nd and 7. And that is going to slow down this Hawks offense with Michael to Cube in the shotgun position. He's got 2 left and 2 right now, as he goes ahead and gets a nice screen to Johnson. And Johnson's going to get a couple. He got back to the line of scrimmage and a little bit more, maybe a yard or 2. But definitely Jaron is going to get about 2 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Bringing up about 3rd and 5 on the play.
With 5:03 remaining, it's Hawks still trying to move the ball down the field, still in their own territory though, as they did go out of bounds. Actually, the clock is started now. It's to the left, to the right, and once again, looks like it's be another quarterback keeper this time around. Didn't go anywhere, and it will be 4th down. So are they going to try to punt it again, or are they going to go for it? They're down 22, but it's really early. 4:40 remaining in the first quarter. So actually, yeah, it'll be 4th and 7 actually is what the, so looks like though they are going to go for it. They got receivers to the left, 2 of them, and 2 to the right. Empty backfield, as it is going to be the quarterback going back. And it looks like he's going to try to take off, and he does. And he gets through one defender, but another one gets him down. In fact, that was once again Cooper Kirby bringing him down short, maybe. Let's see where the marker is. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be about a yard short of that. That could be a turnover of downs. So it will be a turnover of downs, and another possession that just the Hawks weren't able to do anything with. And now there's going to be a warning to the side of Tatum to get the players back a little bit. But definitely goes back to Tatum. 1st and 10. Looks like it's going to be at the 34 of their own 34. So a short field once again for Tatum. And it looks like once again they're going to be playing quarterback roulette. Is it going to be Kirby or is it going to be Esperanza? And it looks like Esperanza is going to be back there with 2 running backs. No, now they changed it, so they've got them on the side. So it's going to be that time Anthony Duffy who's going to take the ball and wildcat it again. Runs it around the side, skirts the edge, and gets it at least 8 yards, looks like, and hits the sticks on the way out. Hopefully they didn't break him or anything. Actually, no, he did get the 1st down. How about that? So another 1st down, moving the chains for Tatum, and that looked like it was about 11-yard run, maybe 12, for Anthony Duffy. Yes, we've got some fun people in the crowd. We got a nice crowd, by the way, over here. And on the other side, too, we got quite a few. I wasn't expecting too many over here as the weather was as it is. Well, we got a run going on right now from Esperanza. He's brought it up the middle and looks like he's got more than enough for a first down. In fact, it looks like about 13 yards is what he gained. And it is going to be 1st and 10, possibly from the 10. But the clock is still going. 3:23 remaining in this first quarter. And, yeah, 3 touchdowns is what Tatum has already got already without it even being in the second quarter. And weather seems to be not affecting him at all. As this time around, it is going to be, once again, Duffy going to the left this time, running it in, and it looks like he got the room, and he got the touchdown. And he did. That was a 10-yard run, and once again, Tatum quick to get on the board, and they certainly did. So run 10 yards for Duffy. And this is not the normal setup that I'm used to from a team, but definitely making it work for the best for them. As again, they're probably going to go for a 2-point conversion to extend the lead. And if my bro could give me the third quarter pass, so it was too, that'd be great. But if not, that's fine too. I can figure it out. That is going to be a pass in the end zone, and it went from Duffy to Anthony for the 2-point conversion. So Duffy to Anthony, I got that one. We have now 30-0. We're 5 away from Mercy Rule. Clock running. We're still in the first quarter, so yeah, I'll come back in a moment. We'll be back with more football here in Tatum as yeah, the game started late, but it could end early if the Hawks do not get back into it. All right. Well, the weather is cold here, but Tatum is hot. This is Ron Gunner, and I appreciate you being here with us as we watch the first round of 8-man playoffs, and Tatum versus Dulce, as it is another kickoff. Dulce has been having trouble, the Hawks have been, with maintaining possession of the ball. This time around, he is going to run back a few yards before he goes forward. This time he does make some positive yards off that one, off the kickoff. And that is going to be taken by Herrera. Looked like he got about 5 yards after all, after he ran backwards about 5 yards and got 5 yards forward. So 10 yards, really, if you want to be technical about it. But the Hawks are going to be getting the ball on the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. And you're going to see they've already gotten at least 1 first down. Want to get more than that, though, as they just have been having trouble getting those possessions to work properly for them. Back again is to Cube as he's got 2 to the left. 2 to the right, and looks like it's going to be a false start for him. It's going to be going against Vicente. So already not even a first play yet on this drive, and it will be 1st and 15, 2:53 remaining in this first quarter. So just make sure that you're watching the ball is what he's probably been told when he gets back to the lineup. But it is going to be a quarterback scrambling and getting out of it. Looks like he did get the ball to his receiver, just barely, as that is going to be enough for a first down. Then went to Herrera from Cube. So just over, no, it was just 10 yards and just for a first down. So that was a nice catch once again by Herrera. To be able to get that. Not a lot of offensive action going on for the Hawks. 2 to the right as it is pitched over. Once again, Johnson is able to get it and uses his blockers very well, as that was 16 yards. And that is going to be another gain for the Hawks. Another first down as well. So 3 is what I've got them for unofficially, as they have now in, for the first time, they're in Tatum territory, and they're at the 35-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 35 to Cube. Back with 1 to his right, looks like, or left. That is Johnson. He's got 2 on his right, 1 on his left for receivers. And he goes in, flips it over to Johnson, but doesn't get anywhere. In fact, he lost about a yard. And it's going to be 2nd down and 11. For the Hawks. Still getting a little water around here, but you know, that is passed to the left, and it's going to be out of bounds, but not before getting a few. Herrera that time getting that one as well, so he gets about 4 yards. So give him 5 yards, as it is going to be now 3rd and 8. And the Hawks once again lined up 2 left, 2 right. I think that's their main formation. As the rush comes on, he is rushed out of the pocket, and Cube is able to get possibly that first down. That looked like it was Villadovinas who got that one rushed around for the Tatum Coyotes, was able to get him out of his pocket, but he didn't get the first down. So another first down for Dulce. 4 in a row, or 4 first downs now. As Johnson is really moving the ball and had about 4, and actually could be stripped. No, he's saying it's down, but officials saying it's down. They had about 4 Tatum Coyotes, though, as they were stripping the ball. The play was called dead. It was stripped after that. And now it is going to be 2nd and short. And some people don't realize that, momentum was stopped. So either way, it'll be another. Oh, actually, it is a first down. So now the Hawks have 5. They are in territory. They're actually in the red zone. So they're at the 13-yard line now. As they go back to Cube. He's going to pass it to the left. Overpass, though, for his intended receiver. Looked like that was going to be Herrera again. Of course, he leads the team with 15 touchdowns for the season. And that brings up 2nd down, and they can get the first down before they can get the touchdown, but then they probably don't want to have that. They want to get back in this game. And it is 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter still, so they can still score in the first quarter and make it somewhat reasonable. But it's going to take some work as he flips it over to Johnson once again to the right. And that one is going to be taken out of bounds once again, stopping the clock, clocking the stop. And this time he gets just a couple. So, yep, 3rd down and about 8 is what we've got. It looks like it's going to be at the 10-yard line. So, yes, 3rd down and 8 from the 10-yard line are the Hawks. As once again they have a tight formation on this one, just 1 to the right and 1 to the left. He's going to throw it, though, and just enough. Looks like he got it in. And that is going to be to Herrera. It'll be a first down, though, so 1st and goal is what we're looking at. About the 1-yard line. So he was right at the goal line, but when he caught it, fell forward, and his knees were on the ground, so he got to the 1. But a nice 8-yard or 7-yard pass reception. And before, looks like that Johnson was able to run it in. Looks like there was a timeout. Oh, no, actually, no, it wasn't. It was the end of the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, we see the score at 30-0 and did not get the ball hiked in time before the end of the quarter. So, although the Hawks will be able to get back into it on the other side of the field and be able to do that again. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll recap what's going on and continue coverage right here at Tatum as we're the 8th man first round playoff game for New Mexico. Welcome back to Tatum Coyotes football. It has been so rough for the Dulce Hawks. It's been nothing but turnovers and miscues for them. In fact, the first touchdown, really quickly, they've had Tatum's had possession 4 times, and they've gotten them on all 4 possessions, touchdowns themselves. 9:51 saw a run from Esperanza, and that was a 2-point conversion with a pass as well. So they got him 8-0 as we get into it again. And the Hawks on the 1-yard line, first and goal, and they've got a chance to be able to get a score on. Second quarter just getting started. And that is going to be handed off. It looks like it's going to be the same play as they had last time. Johnson in for the touchdown possibly, as the numbers. Actually, no, that looks like it was not Johnson. Nope, there he is, Johnson. So I'm going to say Johnson got that one for a 1-yard run. Touchdown, that is. With 11:57 remaining in the second. And a 2-point conversion. It's going to be handed off once again to Johnson, but he is brought down behind the line. So run is going to be no good.
2-point conversion is no good.
So that'll make it 30-6. But again, Johnson is able to get into the end zone from 1 yard away on a run. And at least that ends the goose egg for them and puts them back on the scoreboard. Be back in just a moment. It is now 30-6. And it will be another kickoff here in just a moment right here. You're listening to it and watching it on Tatum Sports Network. Four touchdowns, count them, 4 for Tatum. And finally, at the very beginning of the second quarter, the Hawks are able to get on the board with a 1-yard run from Johnson to be able to get this a 30-6 conversion. They tried a 2-point conversion. It did not work. The pass was intercepted, or it was short. So now a kickoff. This time Johnson going to be kicking it. And it is going to go direct to, that was Duffy. It was still running and brought down finally, but he got it to about the 37-yard line.
About the 37-yard line.
And now
I have a timeout on the field.
there is a timeout.
Taken by Dulce.
So the Hawks already taking a timeout after that kickoff to regroup. So one down, one timeout down for the Hawks. And 2 more to go for the half is over with. So we're looking at 30-6. Tatum has the ball, and if they get the score again, it could be, let's see, that's 24, so it'd bring bracket up to 31, actually 32 if they make the 2-point conversion. So once again, they did stave off mercy rule clock. But for how long, and are they going to be able to play a little bit stronger defense against this Tatum team who has been playing very, very strong? Of course, they've been getting a lot of opportunities as well. And they do have a little bit more of a manpower size. They have more players than Dulce. Quickly, though, to the left, as that is a nice run by Duffy as he gets past another blocker and he gets tackled. Looks like that's going to be 40 yards roughly,
5-yard line.
but takes it for that big first down. So another first down for the Tatum Coyotes. 6 now, as that puts it on the 45. I say it was about 35 yards is what he got on that pass play. As of now, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. We have a player behind, and who is it this time? It's going to be throwing over, and that is going to be Josh. So Josh Harris is back. He hasn't been playing the whole game, but he has been playing sporadically. This is, I believe, it's the second series he's been playing in this game, so he is back again. Overthrew his receiver, though, and it looked like that was Kirby, but it is second down and 10. Once again, back to pass is Josh, and just over the head of Garrett Anthony. So 2 incompletes. So doing a quick look at the coach, filling in the calls, and that, by the way, is Bobby Reed, who was able to help us with knowing what was going on in the game. We have, well, 1 on the right, 1 on the left. We have 2 in the backfield. And Josh is not alone, as he's got 2 running backs with him. And it looks like he's going to hand it off, and he does. And this time around, it is going to be for a first down and more. And that looks like it's going to be a touchdown instead, because 35 yards later, he goes untouched after he gets to the 20. And yes, indeed, just like that, broke it open on a 3rd and 10 for that 35-yard run. And an answer real quick for Tatum with 11:18 remaining in the second. Yeah, Kirby was just able to take it up the field without any problems at all. But that time around, it was a pass. They tried to get it to a screen pass over to Esperanza, and unfortunately that is going to be to the ground for an incompletion. So pass fails. 6 more points on the board, 36-6, and that's a 30-point game. Again, not in mercy roll, but still not a good sign if you're a Hawk fan that you thought that they'd come in here and it'd be a close game. But so far it has not been in the favor of Hawks in the lead. They've only had 1 good drive so far. Just had a touchdown just moments ago. So they're going to hope to be doing that again. In fact, it was Johnson who was the one that was able to run that one in. Didn't get the 2-point conversion, no, but still tried. And we are now, again, get back to kickoff, and this is going to be another kickoff for Tatum Coyotes. As they are taking their time getting out there to line up. Once again, 36-6. You are not reading that wrong. The score is correct. Got delayed by weather, and now we're in the second quarter. 11:18 to go, and the Hawks, if anything can go wrong, it's one of those situations. It seemed like with us earlier when we were setting up the equipment, Murphy's Law was in full effect. And here we go with a kickoff. As that is going to go past Johnson, going to go back to the 5-6 yard line. He does pick it up, and he's going to try to run it. It is done pretty good as he gets to the sideline and fumbles it. But he may have been out of bounds beforehand. We're going to find out the ruling. Nope, it is a fumble. He fumbled it right before he went out of bounds. And Tatum was able to get on it. Didn't see who did get out, but definitely another turnover for the Hawks. And once again, just anything that can go wrong for the Hawks, it is. Oh, that was a T. Oh, I see. So I thought it was, but the announcer got me too. So not a fumble recovery. So it will be Hawks ball. 1st and 10. Looks like it's going to be from the 20. Yes. 1st and 10 for the 20 for the Hawks. Oh, nope. Sorry. No. Saw it the wrong way. That's a nice pass, though, from Was that Josh? Yes, it was. All right, so Tatum had the ball. After all, it was a turnover on that fumble. And again, a quick strike, 20 yards. A pass from, looking like Josh to Duffy. So Josh to Duffy for another pass. And back-to-back plays, basically, is what happened. And on the board again with 10:58 is Tatum. And made that one look super easy as they're going for the two-point conversion. Goes to, it looked like it was Josh to Kirby, but no good on the pass. It was broken up. And now we're at 42-6. So that means 36 points, and that means we'll be getting mercy roll clock, looks like. But hopefully just too many bad possessions for the Hawks, or no possessions in some cases, so because of that last turnover. And it will be another kickoff for Tatum. Just did that a moment ago, so that means that they've had 7 kickoffs in this game already, and we're only 10:58 in the second quarter. Just everything going Tatum's way, and see if the Hawks can keep the ball this time and try to make something happen for the offense. As it is going to be Tatum once again kicking the ball. This time around, it's going to be Wilson, Cutter Wilson, kicking the ball. And Johnson being able to field that one for the Hawks. It looks like back again to that side. This time in a row, gets out of bounds. And there will be a late hit as well, as there was a little activity just after he crossed that line. So 15 is going to be added on to that one for the Hawks. And unfortunately that happened, but yeah, those lines are pretty small, but still, you do not want to do that. You don't want to be caught with a personal foul on an unnecessary roughness, late hit especially. That's the only thing so far that's Tatum has gotten done wrong. Everything else has been perfect for them. 15 yards are being marked off. And it looks like it's going to be at the 36 of Dulce. And here we go. Not very many opportunities for the Hawks, but definitely going to try to make the most out of this one. As it is going to be another, this time around a miscommunication, but they're going to go ahead and throw it. Johnson is going to throw it and gets it, almost intercepted, timed it just right almost. And yes, that was Duffy. Duffy almost had an interception. Could have been a pick six as well because he had the room to move, but incomplete. Just thrown a little high, was a floater, was one of those situations, as most people know, when you get those. I'm not quite a wounded duck, but still the opportunity for interception for Tatum was almost there. Again, Duffy just missed it by that much. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, and 1 in the backfield along with the quarterback, and he's going to go ahead and hand that off again. Johnson once again taking the brunt of it all, and he gets about 3 yards for that gain. And he's going to go to about 3rd and 7. So 3rd and 7 for the Hawks, as Tatum has been really good defensively and also gotten a lot of breaks from turnovers or a block in the back from their own player. And here it goes to Cube as he is looking down the field, gets hit as he throws, and that is almost picked off once again by Duffy, but hits the ground before he's able to corral it. But that one was thrown to his right, to McCube's right, and looks like that was possibly Venino. Another unsportsmanlike conduct, though. again by the Coyotes, and that will give a first down to the Hawks. So their 6th one. So instead of having a 4th down situation, it's going to be a first down situation for the Hawks. Now they're in Tatum territory as well. 46-yard line is what they're looking at. 1st and 10 as it is going to be a tight formation. And Johnson in the backfield, and it looks like it's going to be a timeout for Tatum. So their first one of the game of this half.
Timeout by the Coyotes.
And they're not happy with those penalties. If you can't avoid those, you do. But right now, 7:38 is what we've got. 6:25 is what we have on the clock. And as we look at it, 269 yards is what the Hawks had rushed for. And they've rushed for 198 yards in the last 3 games. So the Hawks have been held back not only by themselves but also by Tatum as well. Johnson seems to be a pretty good workhorse as far as being able to get those yards, but it's been few and far between, and they're down 42-6. 36 is what's on the clock. Still at 7:38 though. So not mercy rule yet. We'll be probably doing that at halftime if it still stays the same, unless the Hawks can be able to get it under 35. Getting a little nip in the air right now, but still nothing too uncontrollable as getting back into it. Luckily, it's gotten dry. I don't think it's going to rain anymore tonight. As Tatum is going to be hit, and he does release the ball. I'm not sure if that's going to be. He was outside the tackle box, but he is down and hurt because he had about 3 guys on him and hit him. So they may be seeing a different quarterback out there in just a second as he is rolling on the ground. Yes, indeed. And it's going to be a timeout for a personal timeout, or actually for a injury timeout. So we'll take that with him. We'll be back in just a moment. Let you know what's going on as it is the Cube once again for the Hawks, who is down right now. Is able to get up, but he will have to miss a play because of the injury timeout. So actually, we won't have to worry about that timeout as the players get back into it again. Tatum on the other side in a huddle, and they'll be coming out. So everything, though, still, as the backup quarterback now is going to be Jaron Johnson, who is probably going to be running a lot. He does pass occasionally. He does have some yardage, 231 to be exact, for the season. In fact, he is going to go back and try to throw, and he's going to go haul it off to, yeah, he hauled it deep, but it was a floater. And that is going to be, wow, Duffy got it from the 37 all the way down to about the 12-yard line. So that's about a 40-yarder that he got that interception.
Interception. We do have some laundry on the field, about the 46-yard line.
But there is laundry, as the announcer has said. So we're going to see if that's going to bring it back. Probably will, but simply because he had a great run. But let's see if it's going to be before or after the interception as well. So that may be null and void. .6:57 remaining, though, in this second quarter. And it will be a personal foul once again against the Coyotes. And it looks like, hard to tell with 8-man, but no, actually it's going to be Tatum ball, as they didn't indicate that. So there will be a change of possession. It was an interception, but apparently afterwards there was a personal foul. But Tatum will get it not near the end zone, but instead it looks like it's going to be at the 44-yard line of their own territory. Oh, and a bad throw from the Tatum Coyote to the referee as they are exchanging the ball, getting it back to Tatum's side. see, looks like it's going to be Josh is sitting on the side, so who is the quarterback this time around? Could be Kirby. And it is. Cooper Kirby gets a keeper of that one on his own, and that is going to go 25 yards, a 25-yard run from Kirby. And of course, it'll be another first down. Their 7th, I believe. And quickly, once again, Tatum taking advantage of those possessions. Kirby out there getting the direct snap and being able to take that for that scamper of 25 yards. So 1st and 10 at the 30. And it will be, this time around, Esperanza, who's going to get another 15 roughly on that run, maybe even a little bit more after the fact. So it'll be 17 yards is what he's going to get. So another first down for Tatum. And once again, they have quickly moved into Hawks territory. Now they're at the 13-yard line roughly, maybe the 12. 13-yard line is what it shows. So 1st and 10 from the 13, and once again, 5:36 remaining in this first half. And Tatum looking to score again, this time with another keeper, and that would be Kirby. But a first down again. So that would be a nice run again for Kirby. As that was at the, let's see, would have been about an 11-yard gain. 1st and goal, though, is what we're looking at. And this time around, looks like it's going to be from the 3. 2-yard line, from the 2-yard line. So quickly, it's going to be 1st and goal from the 2, and looks like it's hard to say. Kirby looks like he is going to be passing that ball, yes indeed, but almost intercepted right off the hand and knee of Tafoya, and did not make it to his receiver, was short, almost picked off, and that could have been something, but instead goes in for an incompletion, and it's going to be 2nd down and 2, sorry, from the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal is what they call it. And it looks like, once again, Josh is not on the field, so it's going to be Kirby once again, this time direct snap, Wildcat. And, yep, nobody touched him as Kirby goes in for another touchdown rush. And this one is going to be a blowout at this rate. And that was, once again, Cooper Kirby, who got that run in. And now we're going to go for a 2-point conversion. It could be, what would it be, 50-6? So not enough for a mercy rule ending. However, it is going to make it difficult.
2-point conversion is good. 52-6.
And that is a run of 2 yards. Well, that was a run enough to be able to make it 50-0, a 56. And 6 points away from mercy rule ending with still 4:01 to go in this second quarter in the first half. And it has been, needless to say, nothing but Tatum ball. The Hawks have had one opportunity, and actually a couple opportunities, but they weren't able to get anything more than one score. As another kickoff for Tatum's about to happen. And on this cool night, I think a lot of fans would be very happy with the win on the Tatum side. As this time around, looks like it's going to be Gomez, who had a touchdown earlier, going to be doing the kicking for this one. And does kick it to about the 45, and it is picked up. That is by the quarterback to Cube. So he is okay. He was able to get back out there and play. Looked like it was just a one and done, but definitely going to be trying to get back into this. But a huge hole to dig out of. Is everything that's gone wrong for Dulce has done that today. And they're at the 37-yard line, looks like, of their own territory. 1st and 10. And Hawks just trying to get anything happening for them with 3:19 remaining and counting. And looks like they do have the running clock on now. So we'll be to Cube to throw it, getting it close, but no cigar for Veneno. And just out of bounds, not out of bounds, but just dropped around the 48-yard line. Would have been a first down definitely for the Hawks, but unable to get it to his receiver. 2nd down and 10 is what we're looking at for the Hawks in this first-round championship game, or playoff game, I should say. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, or actually the other way around, as it is going to be whistled dead. Probably going to be a false start. Yep, on the Hawks. So brought back 5 more. Not that they needed to go backwards. They want to go forward. So 2nd and 15. Didn't see who got that call, but still. Yep, they're at the 36-yard line, roughly. 37. As it is Cube who gets the ball. He is went forward from the protection. Oh, and another interception again by Duffy. This time around, it was looked like it was going to be. It was for Herrera, but overthrown just barely. And this time around, Duffy once again gets another interception. And I've lost for the Hawks. And now with just under a minute 45 to go, this could be the game right here. As if we get into halftime, it would be a 50-point mercy rule. But like I said, everything just seems to be going the Tatum Coyotes way. Messina Valley Christian is who is next for the opponent that wins this game. And that one was taken around. Just a modest gain of about, looked like 8. So yeah, modest gain of 8. As it is, let's see, do I see Josh out there? Yes. Josh is back out on the field, playing quarterback. Getting the call from the coach, Coach Reed, who was last year in JAL. Now this year he's been doing coaching duties for Tatum. To the right, 1 to the left, and Josh is going to heave it up. Looks like it's going to be wide open if he gets it into the end zone possibly. Did he catch it? It is going to be a touchdown, and yes, indeed, as he got to the end zone, he got it in the corner. Well, let's see who got that catch from Josh. He is on the ground right now, but he is excited about it. And he is actually was shaking up a little bit. He did hit the ground a little hard, but was able to keep it inbounds. Broke the plane, and looks like that was Kirby. Yep, Cooper Kirby was the one. So with 36 seconds remaining, and man, oh man, total just a score fest for Tatum as they get that one in. A pass. Let's see. And that actually went to a new player, a different player. That would be Hernandez for the 2-point conversion. And this is going to be a quick one too, looks like. There's it now, 58 to 6. How much is? Oh, that's right. It was Kirby once again. So 36 seconds remaining as the clock is going to be in mercy rule once the kick is on. And there may be a chance for one play, but not likely. But if they are unable to get a score by half, then this game is going to be over with the 50-point rule. Right now, 58-6. They just need to get a field goal to be able to get down to under 50. And Johnson's able to get that kick off and be able to run it for about 15 yards. Gets out of bounds with 28 seconds remaining, and the clock is still running. So again, time is not on the Hawks' side, as it is going to be probably going to be maybe one play, maybe not. It's hard to say because they've got 11 seconds to go, and they're not very urgent about getting out there and making a play, as the ball is being changed. So no, they won't be able to get that play off, and it will be the end of the half, the first half, and that is also the end of the ball game. 58-6 is the final in the end of half. So only took half a game to get this one over with. And once again, the Hawks are going to be going away back home. They're going to be going back to Roswell tomorrow, and then they're going to be going back to Dulce the next day. So travel, and going to be a long, hard travel back for them, as Tatum is able to win this one by 58-6. We're going to get the rundown and what's going to happen next right here as you're on Kicks Facebook page, as well as Tatum Sports, on YouTube, as well as on HobbsAmerica.com. Be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Tatum Coyotes action, as we ended this one early and we got it off late too because of weather, but nevertheless it is over with, and we got just to the halftime, and the final score 58-6, a 52-point victory, and we didn't expect that. I didn't expect it anyway. Thought these two teams would be able to battle out better, but a whole lot of mistakes from the Hawks, and first was a punt that went on the back of one of their defensive players, or their players, and gave Tatum a great field position after Tatum was able to get a nice possession in the first and be able to run it all the way in for the touchdown. In fact, that was 9:51 in the first, and that was a run. Esperanza was able to do that, 25 yards out, or 19 yards out is what it was. 2-point pass was a good one. And actually in that one, they did not play Josh in that first series for quarterback. But the score was 8-0. And then turn around, and like I said, after a punt block from the back of their own player, they were able to get Tatum was able to get another possession, be able to get small field position, and was able to get a 30-yard pass to Kirby. And I think actually that was from their other quarterback. They have a couple of quarterbacks that they use, but Esperanza, I believe, was the one that threw it to him at 8:15 for that 30-yarder, and then they had the 2-point conversion as well. So 16-0 was early on. 6:46 saw another possession because of a turnover, and Kirby was able to get that one, a pass to, and I didn't see who it was, but probably was, let's see. It could have been anybody, but I believe it was Anthony for that one for a 3-yarder. Pass, 2-point pass was not converted, so 22-0 was the score early on, about halfway through the first quarter. And then with 3:01 remaining in the first, another run, this time by Duffy, a 10-yard run, made it 29-0, actually 28-0. And then a 2-point conversion, Duffy to Anthony, and that pass was good to make it 30-0. Then we go into the second quarter, and with just in the first play, the Hawks, who were driving the ball down the field at that point at the end of the first quarter, were able to get a nice little 1-yard run from Johnson. Unable to get the 2-point conversion, so that turned out to be the only score that they did in this game, 30-6. With 11:57 remaining in the second quarter. So got that off real quickly, but after that, pretty much Tatum was running the ball up and down the field without any problems at all, causing some issues. In fact, it was 11:18 when, just after that, when Kirby was able to make that 35-yard run. Pass was no good for the 2-point conversion, but made it 36-6, 30-point lead for Tatum. And again, another possession. Actually, that time I believe it was the fumble recovery from the kickoff, and it would have been because 10:58 later, just 20 seconds after the last play, the Tatum Coyotes were able to go in with a pass to Duffy, and that was a 20-yarder to make it 42-6. The pass 2-point again unsuccessful. Then with 4:01 to go, Kirby ran for 2 yards for that 6-point touchdown. Got a run in for another 2 points, and it was 50-6. And we weren't quite sure if it was going to be one of those situations where it was going to get into halftime or not, but things didn't work out, and next thing you know, Tatum is running in for another touchdown. Kirby with a 10-yarder. They get the 2-point conversion, and it is 58-6, and that is the final. I didn't even think they really needed the well, they wouldn't normally if it would have been in the third quarter. It would have been just 56-6, but since it was still before halftime, they were able to get that 2-point conversion. Hawks were able to get the ball back, but with so very little time left, they were unable to get anything going, and the clock ran out as it was mercy rule clock. So, yeah, just the clock, everything was against them basically, from the weather to the clock to the fumbles. Just everything went wrong for the Hawks, and their season is over. But for the Tatum Coyotes, they're going to be moving on, and they're going to be facing Mesilla Valley Christian just next week. But they are number 3, and it's going to be a tough one, of course. But on the road, here's one of the things about Tatum that you got to know about is the fact that they're really good on the road, 4-1. And they did face Mesilla, though, just this year. And that didn't turn out for the best for them, although I think it was here, actually, is where they played. Yes, they did. And that game went 52-14, so they're hoping for a different outcome in the next one. And that'll be next week. We're going to be covering it probably right here on Tatum Sports, as we have other things going on, of course, other playoffs. And we also have Tatum Volleyball next week. It's going to be, they're going to be playing 2 games. First, it's going to be Eunice, and that'll be at Tatum. And then they're going to be playing, I believe, Texaco, one of the top teams for volleyball for the girls. So don't forget about that as well. And, of course, we'll give you more information about when the playoff game will be for Mesilla Valley. Until then, this is Ron Gunner. Thanks to Max here. Also, thanks to Evie and Tiff back at the station, making sure this is going through. And Ty Friend, who is, of course, always making sure that we get the best broadcast possible. I am Ron Gunter, and thank you very much for watching No Mark Broadcasting. And thank you to all the sponsors, by the way, who have provided us with this. Without them, we would not be able to cover this and also be able to give this to you free on the internet. Take care of yourselves, keep warm, and we'll be back next time on the Tatum Sports Network.